Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Have we figured out how to explain deja vu? How do chameleons do that thing they do? Do you really need to wash your blue jeans? Yeah, you do, but how often? Hey, my name's Mike Simpson. I've got a podcast about curiosities. It's called I've Got Questions. We go through my list of random stuff and yours. Please participate. Send me your questions. I'll find someone to answer them. We've talked about our true crime obsession, how grocery stores are tricking us, super secret flight attendant stuff. I've Got Questions. New episodes Thursdays on Odyssey or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Seth Rogen has been all over the place, man, telling some great stories. He was a guest on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Kelly Clarkson.
And this is what's so awesome about this is he's on the show where one of the most iconic lines in any movie we love was uttered, and they talked about that. So, of course, 40-year-old virgin is what I'm talking about, 40-year-old virgin. And during the conversation, Kelly's like, hey, Seth, are you the one responsible for Steve Carell yelling out her name as he's getting his chest waxed in the movie?
Judd Apatow told me that, and I want to know if it's true, he told me that it's your fault that people scream my name everywhere I go. Kelly Clarkson, everywhere I go. I could literally do anything doesn't matter how many hits, what I do in life. I could save a family from drowning, fires. I could do anything. And literally the one thing people know me from is, Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Yes. So is this true?
Well, I'm terribly sorry. First of all, I owe you an apology.
No, it's awesome.
It is true. Yes, that is true.
That's so awesome. I love Kelly Clarkson. She seems so chill about the whole thing.
Yeah, Kelly is. Kelly is. What a great stroke of luck, though, that she's become iconic because of it. I think it's helped her career a lot.
Dude, I would love that if I was just walking the streets or I was at like the South Hill Mall and someone just like saw me from front and goes, Steve Miggs, and just kept yelling it. I think that'd be the funniest thing ever.
All right, I'll see if I can make that happen.
Plus, it would make my wife really feel awkward, so that would make it even more awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But instead you get, 69.
I have had that happen before.
See, that has happened.
Okay, that's a little weird because if you don't know the context, it does seem weird that a cashier at a Spirit Halloween store is yelling 69 at me.
Nice.
And so I got up to the table and I'm like, hey, and she's like, I listen to the show all the time. I'm like, okay, because nobody around us understands why you're yelling 69. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
I mean, that's better than you yelling back, nice!
I think you should have.
I said nice. I didn't yell it.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what else to do.
It's part of the deal. Somebody yells 69 at you, you've got to yell nice. That's the deal. That's the arrangement.
Nice!
Yes. And look, if I'm a rando in the store and I don't know who you are, I'm like, all right, good for them. That's all I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking those two have a nice arrangement. Good for them.
Well, it was great because I was in line with my wife and my kid too. And, so my wife was just like that moment of confusion. Like, why is this woman yelling 69 at my husband? And then she quickly realized, oh yeah, that's how he pays our bills by saying 69 jokes.
That could have gone terribly wrong.
Yes.
That really could have gone terribly wrong.
With the wrong significant other, it could go terribly wrong.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, yeah, Kelly Clarkson, pretty much, that's what she gets. She gets that Steve Carell line screamed at her wherever she goes. And Seth Rogen came up with that line, and he's talking more about that.
I was a co-producer on the 4-Year-Old Virgin. I was also in it, but I was a writer mostly by trade at the time. So I was hired to write also jokes. We call them alt jokes or alternate jokes. And we knew Carell was going to be waxed, and he wouldn't be able to think clearly, probably. So we wanted to just be able to feed him things to say. And we don't always like to only have profanity. So Judd was like, you should write a list of jokes that are dirty jokes, and a list of clean jokes. And it was hard to write the clean jokes.
Yeah. That's pretty fun that, basically to yell out, what you would normally yell out a profanity when you're getting your chest waxed with the massive amount of hair that Steve Carell had, to be able to yell out something like Kelly Clarkson. It was brilliant. Just brilliant.
Well, I hope he answers in the next clip, because I'm just like, well, why though Kelly Clarkson, of all names?
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, it turned out to be brilliant, but yeah, why at the time?
I honestly think I was sitting on my couch writing the jokes, and you came on television, and I saw you, and it was Kelly Clarkson. And in comedy, there's a thing with K sounds, they say comedy K, a K sound is known for being funny in the comedy world. I didn't know that. And so I saw your name, and it was Kelly Clarkson, and there it was.
I didn't know that.
Isn't that wild? Isn't that amazing that luckily she had a comedy-sounding name with Kelly Clarkson and the rules of comedy? So he was like, I'm going to put this in the movie. Hopefully they'll let it fly.
So it could have been Kelly Cuoco. Would that work?
Yeah. Could have been Kelly Cuoco, yeah.
I can't think of anyone
Kelly
else.
Clarkson. Just because of who she is, your American Idol, just a regular person that made. And I forget, when 40-Year-Old Virgin came out, how popular was Kelly Clarkson? Was she just starting to really ramp up back then?
I got a feeling that she was already pretty popular.
I just can't remember, because has it been 20 years for 40-Year Virgin? I think it is.
About 16 years. It came out in 2005.
Yep. 2005. And when was Kelly Clarkson on American Idol?
2002.
There you go.
So it was a little bit after that.
She was rising. Yeah, she was rising, becoming very popular because of how good of a singer she is and her success. So and I think that really helped her a lot. I mean, it's one thing when you're a rising singer that, that world knows you, but a lot of people may not have watched Idol or like the genre of music she's in. But then 40-Year-Old Virgin just gave her exposure to so many other people, who may not have known who she was. But
I don't know if anyone's really going to go buy her record because Steve Carell yelled Kelly Clarkson, though.
Yeah. I just feel like you become an icon. She's got this talk show now, and I feel like part of it is because, Kelly Clarkson, she's just become more, I think she's transcended music because this was a big help. And when it comes to being, an iconic name, because it's a great line. We all know that line.
Yeah, that's a funny line anyway. Okay, yeah, I don't know if it really did much for her other than people thinking she's got a good attitude. But I see where you're coming from. I just don't know if that actually translated to record sales and jobs for her. I think it was more just that's funny, and then life goes on.
Well, good for her that she's got a good attitude about it, and it lives on. I mean, that may be, that may live on forever as long as people still love 40-Year-Old Virgin anyway.
You think Ruben Studdard's all pissed? He's like, damn it, if only my name started with the letter K.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Krubin?
Oh, Ruben.
Krubin's
Cruddard.
Oh, Krubin
Cruddard. Yeah, maybe that, I don't know. That doesn't roll off the tongue right.
Clay Aiken's like, what, guys? I got to see it.
Yeah, you're right.
We got a 28-year-old woman who's been arrested for pretending to be a high school student. Steve will tell you all about it. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:19 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load, terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
We all remember that one professor, the one everyone on campus had to take no matter what subject they taught because how much fun their class was. What if we told you there was a streaming service that had all those professors? One Day University has every must-have professor from the best colleges all across the country. One Day University, the most fun talks from the most fun professors. Available live and on demand. No homework, just the most fun you'll have while learning. Get a special offer at ondayu.com/Odyssey.
Hey, what's up, everyone? You find yourselves trying to get your Craig Mack on and put some brand new flavor in your ear? Well, funny you should mention that because we have a brand new show that you should check out. It is called Pod Sauce. It is your podcast discovery show.
Everyone's always looking for a podcast recommendation. We got lots of them for you, from true crime to pop culture. And you can join us each week as we dish on all of our favorite podcasts out there. So make sure you download the Odyssey app and search Pod Sauce, or head on over to podsauce.com.
We got you covered, guys.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. And today's a day to enjoy some apple pie because it's National Apple Pie Day.
Yeah.
I say
nice.
Slap some ice cream on that to make it better.
Yes.
Was that apple pie a la mode?
A la mode?
Ooh,
Yeah. Fancy.
Also, maybe you'd like to watch a movie I've never seen in its entirety, and that's Top Gun, because today's National Top Gun Day. So call each other Goose or Maverick and play volleyball shirtless.
Oh, I didn't even know they had a National Top Gun Day.
Yes. So if you feel the need for speed, today is the day, EJ, to go into the danger zone.
Nice. All right.
Danger zone. I don't way too much about a movie I've never seen.
Yeah. That's true.
All right, let's talk about this woman who... this sounds like a plot to a movie, and oddly enough, it kind of already is a plot to a movie because there's a Drew Barrymore movie that's going to be coming out in the near future called Never Been Kissed. And the whole plot is that she's like a reporter and she goes undercover to a high school. Well, this one's a little bit different, but still, we have a woman that's going undercover to a high school, but she's not a reporter. She doesn't need to go undercover into a high school. She's doing it with hopes of getting more Instagram followers.
Oh boy.
Her name's 28. Her name's Audrey. She's 28. She's from Miami Beach, Florida. She works for Carnival Cruise Lines, and I don't know why, but maybe she just wants to be Instagram famous because she just went to high school on Monday, acted like she was a student, had a backpack. She was even carrying a skateboard to try and look younger. It kind of makes me think of that. What is that? Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi, yeah.
That meme.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. And a security guard actually let her inside, and then she started passing out flyers with her Instagram account on them, because I think that's what high school students do. They hand out their Instagram flyers.
Wow, what a shed.
So security guards figured it out. They kicked her out. That's when they called the cops. And the cops were able to track her down because, well, they grabbed one of those flyers that had her Instagram handle on.
That'll do it.
And they arrested her that night. Here's some students and other people just talking about the whole scenario.
She pretends to be a student, is walking around this high school, handing out pre-printed pamphlets with her social media Instagram name on it. She's trying to get people to follow her on Instagram.
I don't know how it did for her. I don't know how I don't know if we could track down her Instagram page. I hope she got a couple followers out of the whole situation.
Well, I'm wondering if she was trying to get. I wonder what kind of site this was. Was she trying to get dudes to follow her? Don't know why. Why would anybody follow her unless maybe she had good pictures on there? Why would anybody care about her?
So people just want to be Instagram famous, BJ.
I understand why she's doing it. I just don't know the motivation for the students to want to give their brain time to some rando.
Follow for follow, man.
Also,
follow for follow.
Did you say that the movie with Drew Barrymore is coming out?
Yeah.
It came out in 1999.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, Steve. I thought I heard of that movie way back in the day,
Right.
Oh. Yeah, Never Been Kissed is, that's an old...
Well, that's weird because the story I was looking at said it's coming out and they even had a trailer for it. I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, that's awesome that Drew Barrymore's going to be in a movie again. This is all making sense. Thank you, Danny.
You're welcome.
I don't keep up on these movies.
Danny, I'm glad you said something. I was going to, and I thought, I just must be having a senior moment. I bet I don't know what I'm talking about.
And I was like, oh, that's weird.
Well, I'd like to apologize to all the Never Been Kissed fans for... I'm just curious. Oh, yeah. A lot of texters. Well, actually, one texter. Steve, Never Been Kissed came out years ago.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're re-releasing it.
Yeah.
Steve's making it sound like they're doing a sequel. Maybe now Drew will go, that's a great idea, Mr. Steve.
Hey, look, man, it's Thursday. We're one day away from Friday. Cut me some slack.
Well, you know what? At least you can do that math. That math is working for you.
That's all that matters, right? Yeah. Well, at least I'm not this woman from Florida. Her name is Melanie, and she was driving drunk. She went to a bar with some friends. Here's the problem, though. She was supposed to be the designated driver.
Oh, that ain't going to work.
She crashed into 3 parked cars on the way home.
Oh.
And after the third one, her own car caught on fire. Fortunately, the cops were able to put it out. And then the cops were like, hey, have you been drinking? And she's like, hey, I just left the bar. I'm the designated driver.
Okay, then.
But she was drunk.
Yes, sir.
And that's not necessarily the way you do the whole designated driving thing.
No, you don't.
Hey, Seahawks, put out their schedule, guys.
Woo! Here we go.
Oh, well, we told you yesterday how they're going to be going to Indianapolis for the first game on Sunday, September 12th. Kickoff at 10 a.m. Put that in your calendar, taking on the Indianapolis Colts. But how about the Seahawks? Going to have 5 primetime games unless things change over the course of the season. But as of right now, they got a Thursday night football game against the Rams, Sunday night football against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Whoa, boy.
Also a Monday night football game against New Orleans, and then a game against Washington football team, a Monday night football game as well, and then Sunday night football against the San Francisco 49ers.
So that one of those games is one of the new games we play.
Yeah,
because we have an extra
17 games.
Yeah, so we have 17 games. So is that Colts game? I think is that the team we because I believe we're playing the Steelers in that whole division. So I think the Colts is that new game we wouldn't have played if not for the new schedule.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And some people are like, what the hell, Washington football team on Monday Night Football? That seems like, but they might be a pretty good team, so that'll be a fun one to watch. All of them are going to be fun because I'm just happy that football's going to be back.
Yeah. Hey, if I remember correctly, didn't the Washington football team play us well last season?
I don't remember.
I think they beat us. Is what I remember.
I think you're right, actually.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what? Let's not all before. I mean, you know what?
The big rematch happens this season, BJ.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
How about the Sounders? They never lose, huh, Danny?
No.
What is that? Unbeaten streak now of 14 games. They won yesterday 1-0 or 1-0 against San Jose.
Yes, sir.
But you know why, Steve?
Why?
Danny's kit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wearing the kit again. I put it back on because I took a
And that's
nap.
a jersey. Some people think that's a euphemism for someone's junk, but no, it's jersey.
Oh, really? Is that I never heard that before.
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm going to start calling it my kit. I didn't know idea.
No.
All right.
I'm kidding, BJ.
Are you really? Because yes. I want next time I see the wife. You want a bit of my kit? No, that's not.
Yeah, that's into you.
But a little bit of a scare for Sounders fans because of their goalkeeper.
Yeah, Stephen Fry, he got hurt in the final minutes of the game, and that's not good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't know how bad it is yet, but he had to walk off the field, and actually one of the players had to step in for goalie for him because we had already used all of our subs throughout the game. So luckily, they did not score on us, and we won.
Was it like their backup goalie or just a random dude?
No, one of their midfielders. Alex Roldan had to go into keeper position because they couldn't put anyone else in.
So does that mean we were a man down as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It was a crazy game, and of course it happens in the final minutes.
They should have hit up our friend Jose. He's usually down there taking pictures.
I know, right?
Say, hey, Jose, can you play keep? No?
Probably not.
Mariners played tonight. Do we need to bring up yesterday? They lost 7-1 to the Dodgers. They're now below 500, BJ, with an 18-19 record.
Oh, sorry about that.
But tonight's an exciting one because we might just see the future of the Seattle Mariners. Not only is Jared Kelenic going to be playing, they just called him up, but also their top pitching prospect, Logan Gilbert, called up as well, expected to start.
Wow, boy, there's a lot of so this is a great night seeing somebody's firsts.
And speaking of first, the Seattle Kraken just signed their first ever player.
What? Steve Miggs?
Yeah, right? Third string goalie.
It's so funny you mentioned. I got to pull it up and give a shout out to the guy because I was like on a Kraken fan page on Facebook, and they announced this kid by the name of Luke Henman. He just got picked up by the Seattle Kraken because the Kraken finally paid off like the fees to be a pro franchise in the NHL. So now they can start signing people. So this is a guy that's been playing in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. He's supposed to be a pretty decent player if he could put up a little bit more size. But still exciting. He's the first ever player to be picked up by the Seattle Kraken. I just hope people don't have like high expectations. He's not like your first draft pick. He's a guy that was drafted before, didn't make the cut, but hopefully it could be something in the future. But a lot of people are excited just because we finally have a name associated with the team. So this is up on the Kraken fan pages, and somebody wrote, this guy, I'll give him a shout out, Joseph Warner. He said, hey, Steve Miggs is the first player that was ever. And they were just saying, and somebody responded not getting the joke, of course, because not everyone knows what the hell the guy's talking about, and it's just so funny. The guy's like, I think you might want to do some fact checking on that one.
That's funny.
Google it. Well, I almost wanted to jump in and be like, no, he's right, and play the audio for him.
Yeah, send the audio along, and that'll shut that guy up. Oh, that's all. Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome, dude. So shout out to that guy for keeping the joke going. Of course, the expansion draft is going to be happening with the Kraken on July 21st. Supposedly, it's going to be a big TV production going on locally, and it's going to be a lot of fun to check out. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that. And then, of course, the NHL draft, that starts July 23rd. So, by the end of July, we'll have a really good idea of what our team's going to be like. So I'm pretty damn pumped. Go Kraken.
Really? And then you're talking, depending upon when the NHL starts their season, it's not that long.
No. We're looking at fall of next of this year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like we said, we weren't sure, because the way that you weren't sure exactly when they were going to start because of what they did this year.
Yep.
But somewhere in the fallish area, usually is it usually October?
It's usually October.
Yeah. Yeah, so who knows if it's going to be later October or whatever, but either way, it's around the corner, baby.
Oh, it's going to be so awesome, and hopefully everything will be to the point where we can have a full arena and not have to deal with any crap anymore, and that'll be a great time to be, welcoming our brand new team. As far as weather, 70 degrees today, guys. That's the major report, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What colorful name is often applied to a sequoia tree?
Oh, red tree?
No.
Yellow leaf?
No.
Orange, you glad to see me tree?
No.
No, we were looking for a redwood, but the orange you glad me see me tree is one of the famous trees in Florida. It's a great tree.
I love the yellow leaf cupcake trees.
It's seasonal. Sadly, they're no longer around, so they made a tree.
Yeah. You want a shot at beating Steve? Okay, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. Let's play Beat Miggs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.